Good morning all. I've been promising myself to do this video for a long time. So, radiation. I collect minerals, have had an interest in it since I was a kid, and I've got some fairly spicy ones. And one day, and I don't really, I'll tell you what I bought. I was on eBay and I found when I can find it this Trinitite from Trinity Flats, New Mexico, 1945. Basically it's a piece of rock from where they tested the first nuclear bomb. So that was my first ever radioactive sample, and I've always had Geiger counters. Don't ask, I just like the click. I just like radiation. So I built a few kits and I've upgraded somewhat. So I've got my 3 Geiger counters here. Okay. So this is my analog Geiger counter. This is my, again, I built this. This was a kit. I bought it as a kit. This was a kit. Built it as a kit. This is the new boy on the block. This is the Radiacode 103. It's different to these two, but we'll come on to that shortly. So, okay, let's start with this one. So this is from a company called Images SI Inc. and it uses the Lindy LND 712 tube, which is a tube that can detect alpha, beta and gamma. Has a mica window. The entrance to the tube entry point is here. Now it does have it's like an old CB radio power meter. It doesn't have a digital display, and I've been looking at upgrading it, but so let's just okay, so it'll barely be registering on the needle. So let's take the sample, let's put it straight on top of the take it out of its little container, straight onto the top. So it's definitely picking up something, but it's very, very weak indeed. This is my, again, this is another kit, and this I think is the GK05. It's got GPS, login, Bluetooth, OLED screen, which we can't really see, but it does have an external probe, as crude as it may be. Okay, and again it's the LND 712 tube, and I can't see anything on the screen. Apparently the background radiation is about 30 counts a minute. So again, let's go straight in with the hot sample. (78, 60 counts a minute). So to be fair, yeah, it's I'll just turn the sound off of that one. It's not particularly hot. at all. As I say, you're just not going to see the screen in here, but it's flipping between sort of 40 to 60 counts a minute. So nothing particularly outstanding there. So let's try the Radiacode. Now, I have discovered there is a superb feature on this. If you go to the app, okay, there's my background radiation. You go to settings, so go to application settings, and then you've got the option here. It says sound indication of count rate, clicks, and you can mute it during a call. So I've turned it, the click sound is USA, and if I turn the volume up, okay, so this is the Radiacode, and I'll now put this near my spicy sample. 290, 300 counts, 301. $306. So there is definitely some radiation there. And even with a sample right on the top. $307, 308 clicks, 311, 312, 13. So it's not, it is increasing a little bit now. 316. Now, the idea of this device, this works differently to these. I would leave this sample on here perhaps overnight, and this device would log, and it would be able to work out exactly what it is that makes this rock radioactive. So it doesn't just detect, up to 315 counts now, so it doesn't just detect radiation, and unlike the other two Geiger counters, this cannot detect alpha radiation, but it does, because of how alpha radiation breaks down. It breaks down and gives off other energetic particles, and it can detect these particles, and these particles can only come from this natural breakdown. I'm not a nuclear physicist and I don't understand it all. I just like the click. So what up to now? 320, 323. So definitely an increase. And I don't suppose we can see. No, I'd have to get much longer samples. But so that's a piece of trinitite. So not, as I said, not a particularly spicy rock at all. So let's try. I'll just turn this off, simply because I don't want it to interfere. Okay, so this is my piece of uranium glass. I like this. It is ostensibly an ashtray, but if you ever seen the film Riddick, I think you might possibly understand why. But I like it. I saw it, I liked it, I bought it. It's extremely fluorescent under UV. So again, let's start with the Images SI counter, and we'll just so there's no question. Okay, so that's definitely reading radiation. Again, doesn't seem to be excessive. So let's try, I'll just turn the audio off again. Let's go back to this one. So this is this was a kit from, it was a chap on Google who used to sell them. He stopped doing them now, which is a shame because it's a really, really nice Geiger counter. But, okay. So as you can quite clearly hear, that's 734, 730. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the one. Yeah, that's almost 2,000. I can't see the screen out here at all. But that's almost 2,000 clicks a second. So that's pretty spicy. And again, let's try the Radiacode. It's probably picking this up already actually. Yeah. 5,000 counts a minute, the alarms are going. So yeah, as you can hear, the alarms are going off on the Radiacode. So I think we can, yes, I think we can certainly describe that as somewhat spicy. Right, okay. Yeah. So I'll just keep doing that now. It's quietening down a little bit now. I'll just silence it. There we go. Right, okay. So next one. These are uranium glass. Similar to what we've just done, in fact exactly the same as what we've just done. The question is, how much, if any, more or less radioactive are they? So let's see. Just quieten that. Just shut that one up. So the short answer is not very. Not very at all. Let's try the other counter. I say both of these counters, the Images SI and this one, both use the same Geiger tube, and this Geiger tube is specifically designed for alpha radiation because of this mica end. So they're reading essentially nothing. Doesn't seem to be any significant difference between this and background radiation. 30 counts a second, 30 counts a minute. So pretty, they're pretty feeble. Let's try them on the Radiacode. So we'll just turn both of those off. Let's just put the audio back up on the Radiacode. So currently reading 270 background. 280, 290 counts per minute. So it's increasing, but it's very 300. Yeah, it's minor. There's very little radiation there at all. Has gone up a little bit. 400, 430. So nothing outstanding. Okay. What's next? Oh, now then. This one. This is radium. And I know this is radium because many years ago I bought a load of old vintage watch hands, rather stupidly. Took the luminous paint off them, ground them down, then I stuck it in here, and this is araldite. So this is a mixture of araldite and radium. So let's try this one. Not really much more than background, but radium is a big alpha emitter. So as daft as it sounds, the actual araldite itself could be containing the radium, stopping the particles. So we're not really getting much joy with that one. Let's try the other one. Okay, that's a bit more promising. So, what's that? Ideally I should be sampling this over sort of 10 minutes, but you can sort of hear that it's more than the background radiation. And then finally, let's try the Radiacode. Again, this is it's a very old sample. The 370 counts a minute. It's not really much higher than background radiation. So that's peaking out at sort of 388, 390. So again, not actually that radioactive, and I can assure you there's at least a dozen watch hands of radium in there. So again, you know, it's one of the myths, isn't it, that oh, it's so dangerous. Well, not really. Well, there's an ashtray there that's full of uranium that's reading. It's the highest thing we've read so far. So, right, what else have we got in here? What's this? Oh, now then. More radium. I'll tell you what, we'll do this in reverse order. oh dear, 2,000 counts a minute. That, I'd forgot this, that's the remaining radium that I didn't put in araldite, so that's just crushed watch hands. Yeah, that's spicy. That's radium. Oh, so we'll just, seeing as it's having babies, let's just try the other counter. Just bear with me just while I shut this one up. Apologies, just trying to work out how to, can never quite remember how to sort of just mute it. There. Okay, so just using the that's actually making the meter move. So okay, let's just try this baby again. Yeah, it's the GK Plus is what this is. Yeah, okay. So we already know that straight off the scale. So, okay. Well, you can just quieten yourself down. Right, so let's have a look what we got next. Now these are the more interesting ones. Okay, so we'll start with this. This is autunite. This is a uranium compound from the Infesta mine Veres Baio, Porto, Portugal. Apologies for murdering the pronunciation. So, seeing as we've got this one on, so quite clearly detecting that. Just move you out of the way. Okay, let's try the images. So again, oh yeah, that's making the needle move. Yeah, so that's like, yeah, danger. Currently growing two heads at the moment. And of okay, let's see what this does. That's wow, that's nowhere near. That's nowhere near it. Look. Oh blimey, 12, 30, 14,000 counts a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. Wow. Okay. Okay, so what we got next? Oh, good grief. I genuinely have no idea what this is. And it's one of the reasons that I bought, blimey, that's wow. That's picking that up from there. Okay, wow. I genuinely don't know what this is. There is some tinges of yellow in it, so I am wondering if it's a uranium or... Right, so let's just silence these. Okay. So again, this is the images. Yeah, that seems quite spicy. And see, the idea of the Radiacode is that the Radiacode will actually tell me what this is, which is what I'm going to do later, and see if we can actually fathom it out. So that one's quite spicy. Let's try the other Geiger counter. Yeah, definitely. That's 800, 700 counts, 726. Yeah, about 720, 770. So let's say 750 counts a minute, at least with that counter. Right, let's try the Radiacode. $19,500 counts a minute. Probably can't see this, I appreciate that. But as you can hear, all hell is breaking loose. Okay. Now, this definitely is a uranium ore, because this is torbanite, and I happen to know that this is very radioactive. Yeah, again, that's picking it up from there. Okay, so that's actually, it's picking everything else up I've got. Okay, so that's the torbanite. Let's try the other counter. Not as bad as I was expecting, to be fair, but it is an alpha emitter. So So there is some. Okay, let's try the Radiacode. I must admit, that's not as bad. 700, 780, 700, 800, 800 and 900. So about 900 counts a minute. Still a lot, don't get me wrong. You don't want to carry it in your pocket. But it's not, as we've seen, it's certainly not the worst sample. Okay, so now this is another unknown. My suspicion is that this is a piece of, it's called monazite or monzonite. I think it's monazite. But let's just shut that up. Okay, so, and I'll just turn this one off. Okay, so this, let's see. Yeah, that's making the needle move. You probably can't see that, I understand, but that's definitely. Okay. Let's try the GK kit. Ah, well, would you look at that? I've just turned it upside. Shows you how bad my memory is. Monazite from Norway. So if that's monazite, and it is radioactive, I'll bet you any money, and as I say, I'm not a nuclear physicist, but I'll bet you that this is thorium. 6,000 counts a minute. Yeah, so that was quite spicy. Now, I've sort of saved probably what is the most radioactive thing I've got till last, and that is this. This is from a smoke detector. This is americium. So this is a huge alpha particle emitter. Oh, okay. I really don't want to be handling this. Can you see the meter? Straight up. Straight up. Let's try the GK kit. Yep. Okay, got no question there. And then, and I think this will probably be the spiciest thing I've got. phone. Do excuse me 1 second. So that's currently topping out at 30,000 counts a minute. Americium from a smoke detector. So there, folks, is my collection of Geiger counters and spicy rocks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time. The next video will be putting this to better use, and I will be identifying what that is. Until then, thanks for watching.